You're playing a politician, that's why you're an veshti.
One is being a politician is one. Second is I just started liking this very much.
Come on, Rana. You're wearing always, I've seen you only in pants and the latest.
Trust me, I went to Goa like this. I was in Saima like this. There you go, see? If a 40-plus-year-old someone is doing some drugs, that's not my problem. Now, what is the scary part is we've heard news about schools.
School kids.
Now, that's damn dangerous. That's, sorry, I'm used. Yeah, see.
So you romance Kajal?
Romance in the sense, it's really a romance of husband and wife.
Okay, what about Catherine?
Catherine, yeah, that's a good question, but
there's a line in the trailer where they say that 100 MLAs have been put in a resort.
Yeah. It happened in Andhra many years ago. So we just put that in and then it happened here. So we're like, okay.
Hello guys, once again I am with my favorite Rana Daggubati. He's here at last in Chennai.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you very much. Yeah. Always a pleasure.
And now what about all these drug issues in Hyderabad?
Oh man, that's going out of the roof. I don't know what's happening there. I mean, yeah, it's constantly in the news. It's a serious problem. But then the serious problem is not if a 40-plus-year-old someone is doing some drugs. He can be in the movies, he can be whatever the hell he wants. That's not my problem. I mean, if you want to do drugs, you do it. It's bad for you. It's not bad for me or my society that I live in. Now, what is the scary part is we've heard news about schools.
School kids.
Now, that's damn dangerous. That's, sorry, I'm used. Yeah. See, that's really dangerous. For a simple reason. I mean, your kids are going to that school, your nephews, your nieces, they're all there. Yeah. And they're not there.
I'm also alarmed at the school level.
That's very shocking. See, I mean, they cannot make an informed call. They're very young. I mean, we're old enough. Now we do drugs, that's our problem. It's ruining us, not the society around us. That's really something that one needs to address. Now, if a bunch of actors are doing drugs, who the hell cares? I'm okay if they die doing drugs or whatever, but that's not it. You have to find the right ways. We have to clean this out of the system. And that's where it should go. It shouldn't become a...
But don't you feel that Telugu cinema has got a bad name because of this?
See, sir, I'll tell you how the media operates. Few weeks ago, we said we've made Bahubali, we've got augmented reality. Telugu cinema is the greatest evolving industry in this country. 1 minute later, you will say, everybody is doing drugs, they're bad people. Now, sir, each day's news is only worth for that day. That you will know better than anybody else. Because post this link, the next link will call something else.
Yes.
Now, one day you can call me a martyr because I did some great things. The other day you can call me something else. The third day you will call me something else altogether. But that doesn't really matter to me. I mean, what news is very short-lived. Because the ideology of the principal press is dying.
The print media.
The print media or media that is supposed to tell us how my society is being. I'm a film actor. I want to know what my society is. And I am not the society. I am, how many film people are there in this entire country? 1% of people work in cinema? That's what it is. But where is the rest of my society? Tell me, that is my news. If breaking items of what some popular celebrities are doing is news, then you have something seriously wrong with what you're watching and what you're saying. Now that's my take to life.
So what brings you to Chennai?
What brings me to Chennai? Naan Aanaiyittal, my next coming so soon. Yeah, it feels like when I realized when you told me just before this interview, it's the third time you're meeting me. It's my third film this year, and which is out August 11th. So that's the reason I'm here to speak about the film.
Okay, and you're playing a politician. That's why you're an veshti.
One is being a politician is one. Second is I just started liking this very much.
Come on, Rana. You're wearing always, I've seen you only in pants and the latest.
Trust me, I went to Goa like this. I went to Bombay like this, and I'm very happy doing it. So I just realized that we had it figured out a long time ago, all this veshti and stuff, but we just don't use it. So I think it's time that we celebrate our culture, and I'm going to be like this for a while. You're going to see. I was in Saima like this. There you go, see.
And what about, there's a line in the trailer where they say that 100 MLAs have been put in a resort. Doesn't sound a familiar bell.
It's funny because we shot it and then it happened.
My God.
It happened in Andhra many years ago. It happened in UP. It happened in Assam. So we just put that in and then it happened here. So we're like, okay. See, the thing about political films, when you're really making it, it's not the first time for me. It's when I did Leader.
But Leader is a class movie. It's a very good movie.
No, about 7-8 years ago. But there was a big problem then. What is the tale of that film? The tale of that film was a CM dying and his son, who's in America, comes back to resurrect the society. Now, when we finished making that film, the actual Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Mr. Rajshekar Reddy, passed away.
Yeah, passed away, correct.
And the son was in the Now, that looked like what happened really.
Yeah, in real life.
And it kind of panicked all of us because how did it relate to...
Real life took over real life.
Real, in that sense. And I remember that film was... because I shot with AVM produced that film.
Yeah.
We were trying to do a Tamil dub version at that point. A separate track in that film was identified with some other politicians here.
Okay.
We were trying to do a Hindi dub, and somebody else from the RSS group started saying this is about the story of an MLA of ours. But I'm saying this is what happens in politics. I mean,
so anyway,
wherever you are in the world, it's the same thing. It could happen in the United States, but it's similar stuff.
நான் சிஎம் கறத மறந்துறாத 100 எம்எல்ஏக்களை கூட்டிட்டு போய் ரிசார்ட்ல உட்கார வச்ச சாயந்தரத்துக்கு கூட நானும் ஆவேன் சிஎம்.
So Naan Aanaiyittal has got commercial elements also.
Completely, it's a commercial tale. It's a really commercial tale.
So you romance Kajal?
It's a romance in them. It's really a romance of husband and wife.
Okay, what about Catherine?
Catherine, yeah, that's a good question. But when from the white life it goes into the dark,
okay,
there will be attractions. There will be things that he will do which are not very complacent or good in society. And how when you start changing as an individual, because of the things around you, it's how it affects your marriage, it affects the relationship, and that's really what's portrayed. Like this film's got everything. It's got politics, it's got power, it's got money, it's got action, it's got drama. But all of this is told with a soul of a husband and a wife, the soul of Radha and Jogendra, and that's what tells this entire story.
And what about this virtual reality?
Augmented reality we've got into this time.
Exactly.
So this is actually a first piece when Bahubali was being done. We did virtual reality. Now think about the way our film is. It was very expensive to make, lots of money. And second, it didn't reach the number of people we wanted it to reach. Because the technology is very different. You need to be in that box. It's the more expensive that headset is, the better you see it. Now for this film, I wanted to do something which is far more economical. At the same time, it had to be accessible to everybody. And what is accessible to everybody is only if it's on your phone. Because that's with everybody. So that's when we met with Mr. Manishankar of Avantara. That's Manishankar is a director who made 16 December and all that.
Yeah, I know that.
So his company actually made the holograms where Mr. Narendra Modi back then in his speeches came as a hologram, right?
Hologram.
So then I saw it, I said, okay, let's see if we can use this in film. And that's when Manishankar came in. They had a bunch of people who came in, wrote some codes and said, let's see if this poster can start talking to you. So what's going to happen now is every time you see a Naan Aanaiyittal poster or a Nene Raju Nene Mantri poster, if you see me sing solo on it, I will come out by myself. If you see me and Kajal on it, me and Kajal will come on.
Yeah, come on.
And every week when you keep going back to the theatre, if you go back to it.
So this is extremely good promotional stuff.
Yeah, it's great. And no, but what it is, it's really a new format of storytelling which we have to still figure out. And that's what we did, and we really cracked it.
You really cracked it, man.
I mean, I was blown the first time it came out by myself because although we knew that this is what is coming, when we saw it, we're like, okay, now this is some severe stuff for us.
Yeah.
And I remember when the beta was there, when it was just about in testing, we just about got ready. So I showed it to my dad, and he looked at it, he didn't say anything, he just picked up the phone and he said, call everybody in the distribution office here into this hall in the next 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, now this guy, that means my dad's really impressed. So it's one of those moments. So when we did that the first time, the distributors were blown. They just didn't know what was coming. I said, so anytime you see a poster, go clicking this. And so we made that version available on the App Store for all the Android phones. A couple of weeks later, it will be there on the iPhone. It's more complicated on the Apple, on the iOS.
Jogendra, Jogendra. Jogendra, Jogendra, nee vendai Jogendra.
Now, you have also ventured into television being a...
Yes, sir. And it's the highest rated show. So it's become the last week, it's become the highest rated television show ever. It's called Number One Yari. And it's a Telugu show, Telugu talk show which speaks about friendship in the movies. What I'd really like to say, or I wanted to get across in that show, I don't know if I'm doing it well enough, is we're film people, but we're normal people.
Okay.
We can really be normal people. We are normal friends.
I mean, that's a nice, neat message.
Yeah, we have normal friends. We have a normal life. We get scared. We laugh. We cry, and that's really what our story is. So I just wanted to put out there. I'm a guy like that. You know me.
Yeah.
I don't really have a whole facade around me. There's no facade.
I think you're the coolest guy.
Thank you, man. So there's no facade around me, and I just wanted to just crack up some facades and say, guys, let's just be a cool set of people.
So, but again, they're a bold, daring decision. Of course, now NTR also took to the small screen. But there's so much resentment in Andhra for big actors to get into television. Why is it that?
I don't know. I mean, each to their own, I guess. See, I guess it comes with. See, everyone has a certain logic. Like you told me about commercial cinema. That's how you build your fan base. I didn't think that. I just came out here, said, I'm a showman.
You're different, man.
I'm a showman, and I said, I just want to be a showman. Wherever the hell I am. Big screen, small screen, stage, whatever it is. I'll continue doing it.
Will you be doing further television shows?
Yes, of course.
You're open to the idea?
Yeah, I'd love to do a lot more. I'm actually developing a lot more.
You're not doing any straight Telugu commercial movies. Why? Because all Telugu heroes want to be larger than life heroes.
I did a film called Bahubali.
Bahubali is different.
Yeah, that is larger than life, brother. So if I get larger than life, that's how large I'm getting.
But you share screenplays with Prabhas.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is a conventional Telugu film where you beat all the bad guys and you are the hero, you sing 7 songs or whatever it is.
There are a lot of people doing that stuff.
Why don't you get into that?
Why do I have to do what others are doing?
You have the best production house backing you up.
So I do. Let me do greater cinema. If I want to be big, let me make another Bahubali. Let's make Ghazis.
Ghazi, wonderful movie.
There you go. See.
Yeah.
If I go into the regular stuff of making regular stuff, the Ghazis are not going to come.
No, never.
Bahubalis are not going to come out of that. We would have just wanted to do basic stuff. So,
but was it a conscious decision because your uncle was playing these conventional heroes and other?
No, not really. It's not a conscious choice of what I wanted to do. It's just that this is the cinema I like. That cinema I don't like. As simple as that. Why should I do cinema?
Successive stars in Andhra has huge fan base.
With cinema like that.
See,
I never went in a commercial format like that. If I stuck to that, I would have never crossed a boundary. I never would have gone to Hindi cinema. I would have never come to Tamil cinema. I never would have done cinema like this across the board. Today, where I stand is probably the greatest position an actor can stand. I can do whatever I want. I can do a huge spectacle film. I can play a character of the Mahabharata and say, this is what I'm making Bahubali again. I could make a genre film like Ghazi, which will travel across languages. I can make a solid South Indian film like this.
So you are not really into this building up fan base and going all over Andhra, doing that kind of conventional action.
You like films, the fan base will come. So it's not. See, my fans are really, what I believe fans are they're fans of good cinema. I make bad films, they're not going to watch me anyways. So just might as well focus myself, make some good cinema. As simple as that, sir.
That simple as that.
This is the Indian Navy. You are safe here.
Okay, why did you agree to do a film with Teja? He's a veteran director. Normally your pick of directors was you took very young people, and Ghazi is an example.
See, it's like to me, names don't really matter. I did films with the greatest Rajamoulis. I did films with Sankalp, who made films on an iPhone. So I know the spectrum. But for me, the idea comes from wherever, and the story is the one that will define it. If it's Bahubali, it's not Rajamouli. It's Bahubali that's defined what Rajamouli is. It's Bahubali that defined me, that defined Prabhas. It's the film, the story that will make us. I believe in the story far greater than a filmmaker. Now, I had a question saying, why Teja? Many people asked me that. But I had many people asking, why Ghazi? I had many more people asking, why are you playing a bad guy? I didn't listen to them. And see what happens.
What does your dad, Suresh Babu, say?
This is finally, thank God, this is after 8 years of wanting to do films together, him and I. Finally, we got a story that both of us like.
Yeah, this is your whole production.
Yeah. It's us and Blue Planet, the two producers in the film. So this is the first film my father really liked of what I was doing. And he came in and said, I wanted to be a part of this film. And he was of great, extreme help in terms of just putting this whole production together. And I'm very happy that this is a film that I'm doing.
Nene Raja Nene Mantri.
Very catchy title, Naan Aanaiyittal.
Yes, sir.
It brings back memories of MGR, the greatest ever star in South Indian cinema.
In Indian cinema.
Yeah,
or
one
probably
of the
world.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I mean, from superhero to the chief minister, he became. So, did you have difficulty in getting this title first?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all, which is very surprising. Because Mr. Teja, the director of the film, is a huge fan of MGR and all of his films and all of that. I mean, I've seen very little of it because I grew up in Hyderabad. And another beautiful thing about the title is, apart from the power that it carries, the grace that it carries, it's a very responsible title that we need to have, that we need to shoulder.
Does it sink in with your films?
Completely does. It's like Jogendra saying, if he passes the order. So that's really what it is, how the world would change. Because it's a story of a simple moneylender who lives in a town like Karaikudi, lives in a town like that, who grows up in a very happy environment. Everything is very simple, very good. He has a wife. Life is very beautiful. He loves his wife so much that he's named Radha Jogendra, in terms of he's called Radha Jogendra because of the wife, and he puts the wife name ahead. And when people with power, people that could be anybody, could be police, could be politicians, could be businessmen, and all of these people start pushing him down and pressing him down with power, is when this guy rises. I mean, most of us in regular society would let it go, but this guy didn't. He just wakes back up and says, if I start playing this dirty game.
So he fights back.
He fights back, but fights back dirty this time. And like a classic saying goes, power corrupts, but ultimate power corrupts ultimately, is what happens to this man.
Okay.
And he, from a good white path, is taken into the grey and thrown to the black. So it's the high, the rise, the fall, and the redemption of Jogendra is what you're going to really see in this film.